Hi once again to you all. Yeah, yesterday was a very good day, and along with this beautiful lighthouse lamp, I picked up from the same gentleman a sealed beam unit. Now, a lot of you would have never have seen one of these. Oh dear, I'm going to my age again. In the 60s, I had my first car. And you're all out going to say, oh blum, here we are. He's going to give a load of history. Well, I'll give a little bit of history. The Mini was more or less first born then. I remember one of the teachers at school that I went to, I did go to school. Some people say it was approved. But anyhow, one of the teachers did have a Mini. Well anyhow, a few years after that, I got, with my father's help, a minivan. Lovely little thing it was. I really liked that. I used to drive everywhere on it. And funnily enough, passed the Advanced Institute test. Anyhow, that's another story. The headlamps in those days were one of these. Let me turn it over. A familiar sight in those days. You wouldn't change the lamp inside, although previous to that you did. But with these ones, to save the cleanliness or the reflectability, that's a good word, reflectability, they were in a vacuum. As far as I know, it may have been a gas, but I think they were a vacuum. And the whole unit represents the lamp. If you look careful, you can see, I know it's got patterning up. There's the lamp, there's the actual lamp inside there. It's a twin filament job, which means you have it as a driving light. If you're in country roads or in town, you would drive on dips. These were made, or the name that you saw on them was invariably Lucas, who were a large company supplying the motor industry's trade. On there you had various numbers. Of course, this would be for right-hand drive, presumably. If you went to the continent and started to drive, you'd have to get lens converters, which you would stick over the front of that, converting your dipped, so they dip the other way, avoiding dazzling oncoming drivers. Pity they can't do that today, but anyhow, not to worry. When I say oncoming drivers, when I was on the continent, the people that normally dazzled you were other GB drivers. I'm not making it up as a fact. Anyhow, let's show the back of it. There's the back. It's got a 3-pin plug-in, so you can operate in turn either filament. They're both intact, but I won't show it a light. And you see, it's completely sealed. You could at the time buy reflector headlamp units which would in fact still have taken a lamp, and they did make one of these which had a clear part. I think it was about there, it was clear. It's all sealed, this one, but it was clear, where you could put, standing outside on a special holder, a small, probably a 6-watt lamp, which would provide you a parking light, so that would show through the main lamp, not integral to the lamp. It was just one that you would place with a special arrangement, so it would shine through the glass, and that would be your parking light. Various fixing arrangements, so you'd install these the correct way round. You obviously don't want to put it the wrong way round, so the dip beam sticks in the air. That would certainly dazzle you. Anyway, these were made by several firms. I believe there was an English firm set up. I think Osram was probably behind it, perhaps Philips, perhaps Mazda at the time, called British Sealed Beam Lamps. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I think that's what they were called. Now this one's an exception because at the top there you've got an etch. TS 12 volt, the type number 702, that referred to the actual type of lamp it was. You had your 2 wattages there, which I'm going to read out. You had 60 watt and 45 watts. 60 watt would have been the main beam, and 45 would have been when it's on dipped. You've also got a code 0676. Now that could relate to the age, I don't know, but that's the actual coding on here. Now you're all wondering what TS means. This was the manufacturer, Tung Sol, TUNG-Sol, SOL, an American company which manufactured a lot of automobile lamps for the American market. This is, I say, unusual because normally you'd have the name either Mazda, Osram or Philips, but this case TS, Tung Sol. So I'm pretty sure this lamp was probably made in America, because they also used sealed beams, slightly different to our ones, but they were nevertheless sealed beams. You look carefully, you can see the sealing off pip. Can't call it a pip top, but it's got a sealing off pip. Got another number there. Don't ask me what that is. That was actually in the glass. U39113. These are quite a heavy job actually. They're thick glass, as you can see. And of course for driving you had to have something that would take the odd stone and that, which could have easier been thrown up from either the car in front or through our marvellously potholed roads. Sorry about that for the politics, but even in those days the roads weren't that good, and that was always a danger. You could damage the glass. Well, having it thick glass, there was less chance of any damage. Mind you, if you had penetrated the glass, the lamp would be completely useless, and the first time you lit it up, the filament would completely burn out. Anyhow, that's the lamp. There's the size. I think it was about 7 inches across, if I remember rightly. I might be wrong on that one. But there's the lamp, and this was obviously made for the English market, and they always had on the base, or at the base of the lamp, sealed beam. That was always written on there. And there's something to look out for if you're looking at old vintage cars, although my one wasn't vintage, it was old. Have a look and you'll often notice these still in use, or definitely on the older vehicles. So once again, thanks for watching. Any questions please ask, I'll try and get back to you. I think this lamp will be fairly new to my mate. I don't think he might have come across these, I don't know. It's possible, but it's something you don't often see in our age of LED headlights, high intensity discharge headlamps, you name it. I've got normal tungsten on my motor, certainly not sealed beam. Anyhow, thanks again for watching, and any questions, yeah, ask me, I'll try and get back to you. Thank you.